Adding rational expressions, 33.4. Now, to add rational expressions, basically fractions, we need common denominators. So let's take these two fractions here. The numerators are 5 and 3, and the denominators are 6x to the 4th power, x minus 1 to the 6th power, 4x to the 3rd power, x minus 1, all to the 5th power. Okay, now let's write in the numerators again, 5 and 3. And we have 6 and 4. Well, 6 and 4 have lots of common multiples, but the first common multiple that they have, the least common multiple, is 12. So we're going to put 12 here and here. Next, we have x to the 4th here and x to the 3rd there. We're going to use the highest amount of x's, which is x to the 4th. We're going to put it here and here. X to the 4th and x to the 4th. Next, we have x minus 1s. We have 6 here and 5 there. We're going to use the greatest amount, which is the 6 there. So we'll put x minus 1 to the 6, and then x minus 1 and to the 6th power. Now let's look at the differences. The difference between this denominator of 6 and this denominator of 12 is a multiple of 2. So this is actually 6 times 2. So there's an additional 2 here. So we'll put additional 2 in the numerator. So times 2 there. We have 4x's here, 4x's there. And right here we have 6x minus 1s and 6x minus 1. So it's nothing more addition. This denominator we have 4, this denominator we have 12. So there's additional times 3 here. So let's put times 3 there. Now, there are 3x's here and 4x's here. So the additional 1 more x here. So we're going to put 1 more x there. And here we have an x minus 1. We have 5 of those. And down here we have 6 of those. So we have 1 additional x minus 1 in the denominator. So let's put an additional x minus 1 in the numerator. Now, let's see what we have. 5 times 2 will be 10, plus 3 times x times this x here. So we have 3 times x times x. And that's going to be 9 and x to the 2nd power. Now we're going to do this again. And this time we're going to multiply 3 times x and times negative 1. So 3 times 3 times negative 1 will be negative 9 and times x. And we're finished. Well, let me write the denominator. 12 x to the 4th, x minus 1 to the 6th power. Okay, the next one. We're adding these two fractions, and our numerators are 3 and 4. Our denominator here will be 6x to the 4th and x minus 4, and we have about just one of those. Over here we have 3x to the 6th power, and x minus 4s, we have 2 of those. So x minus 4, and we have 2 of these. All right, now let's get a common denominator. We have 3 here, 4 there. All right, so we have a 6 here and a 3 there. In the 6 timetables, 3 timetables, what they have in common is 6. Both timetables have 6 in common. That's the least they have in common. So we'll put a 6 here and a 6 here. Here we have an x to the 4th. Here we have an x to the 6th. The higher is the x to the 6th, so we're going to use that here and here. So x to the 6th, and then x to the 6th. Now here we have 1 x minus 4, and here we have 2 of them. See, squared. So we use the higher number, the x minus 4 squared, in both places. X minus 4 squared, and x minus 4 squared. Now let's look at the differences. Here we have a 6, here we have a 6. So same difference. But here we have 4 x's, and here we have 6. So the additional 2 x's here, or should I say x squared. So let's put an additional x squared in the numerator. Now here we have 1 x minus 4, and here we have 2 of the x minus 4. So there's an additional x minus 4 here. So let's put an additional x minus 4 here. Just one of those. Okay, here we have a 3, here we have a 6. The difference here, or the multiple difference, is 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. So there's an extra 2 down here, so let's put an extra 2 there. We have x to the 6 here, x to the 6 there. Nothing additional. X minus 4, there's 2 of them there, there's 2 of them there, nothing additional. So we made up for everything. So now we're going to multiply the 3, the x squared, all times x. So all of this times x. So 3x squared times x comes out to be 3x to the 3rd power. Next, we're going to multiply the 3, the x squared, times the negative 4. Well, 3x squared times negative 4 is going to be negative 12x to the 2nd power. The plus is next. And then 4 times 2 will give us 8. And our denominator will be 6x to the 6th power and x minus 4 all to the 2nd power. All right, lastly, let's take on this fraction, these 2 fractions here. Our numerators are 4 and 2, and our denominators are going to be 12x to the, I believe that's the 3rd power, and an x plus 1, and that's to the 1st power. Here we have an 8, a x to the 3rd power, and an x plus 1 to the 2nd power. Okay, let's begin the process of finding that a common denominator. So here we have 12 and 8. Oh, put the 4 and 2 there. Okay, 12 and 8. The multiple they have in common is 24. 24 is in the 12 time tables, and 24 is in the 8 time tables, and it's the least. So 24 here and 24 there. Here we have an x to the 3rd and an x to the 3rd. So they're both the same size, so we can just use x to the 3rd. Now here we have an x plus 1. We just have one of those. If we have x plus 1 here, but we have 2. So I'm going to use the larger. So I'm going to use the x plus 1 to the 2nd power here. X plus 1, 2nd power. X plus 1, 2nd power. All right, so let's find the differences between the denominators. Okay, here we have 12, we have 24. So the multiple difference is 2. 12 times 2 makes it 24, so we'll put a times 2 here. Now here we have x cubed, here we have x cubed, so there's nothing additional. We have 1 x plus 1 here, but we have 2 x plus 1s there, so there's additional x plus 1. So let's put additional x plus 1 there. Now, between the 8 and the 24, the multiple difference is 3. So we're going to multiply the numerator also by 3. And we have x cubed here, x cubed there, no differences. X plus 1 squared there, x plus 1 squared there, so nothing in addition. So now, let's put all our numerators together. We have a 4 times 2 and then times x. So 4 times 2 then times x is 8 times x, which is 8x. Next, we have a 4 times 2 and then times 1. Well, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 1 is also 8, so that's plus 8. Then we have a plus here, and 2 times 3, which is going to be 6. And our denominator will be 24x cubed and x plus 1 all squared. Now, there is more simplifying that we can do. We can add the 8 and the 6 together because they're like terms, and they'll be 14. So we'll get 8x plus 14. And that's all over 24x x cubed, x plus 1, all squared. And lastly, we can divide the numerator, the numerator and denominator all by 2. All by 2. And this will give us even more simplification. So 8 divided by 2 gives us 4, and then the x. And 14 divided by 2 gives us 7. The 24 divided by 2 gives us 12, leaving behind the x cubed and the x plus 1 to the second power.